Hi, everyone. It's about 7 o'clock after a very long, rough day that started out with news of 20 states that have been going through reopening and seeing spikes, some to record levels of new cases of COVID 19. It was pretty ugly. That was followed with initial claims of 1.54 million. It was down from last week's 1.89 million, and nonetheless, it was still an increase of 1.54 million. PPI also came in dramatically hotter than what was expected. It came in at 0.4%, which is a 4.8% annual rate, after being expected at just zero point 0.1 or 1.2%. So that was pretty extreme. The Fed followed that up with information on the decline of household net worth of 6.5 trillion in the first quarter, and business debt expansion up 18.8%, the worst number since 1973. The day started off down 900, and by the middle of the day, that actually looked tame. We fell pretty much straight down, as you can see on this chart. I can give you a little better idea of what it looked like during the day. This was the day. So we opened down here, down about $70, and continued all the way down to finish the day pretty ugly. There was really nothing that escaped selling. There was some pretty major liquidation of all kinds of assets. Gold was higher on that PPI news, but the best it could do was just close mid-range today, up about 19, and not particularly strong. It's down about $4 tonight. We are bouncing a little bit tonight, but really nothing appreciable. So we had dramatic weakness in the oil, down about 8%. It was down lower, actually. It closed at 36.34, and that was down 326. It's about unchanged tonight, slightly lower. Not much. The gold, as I said, is down about $4. Bitcoin again crossed 10,000 and was trading there before the all market liquidation forced it down to 90.90. It closed around 9,300, still down 635, and it's up about $50 tonight. The bonds, which is the flight to safety, were up about 2.5 points. They were only up about 1.5 at the open, but as the day got worse, the bonds got better. The 10-year lost 10 basis points. This was it was just above 1% not very long ago, and it's back to 0.65. And it seems as if low rates are not really the solution, but they are kind of the necessity, because with the trillions that we're adding, we really can't afford high rates to come in right here. We had market internals that were truly atrocious. New York Stock Exchange volume was slightly higher, as was the NASDAQ, but the advanced declines were 33 to 1 down on the New York, and 13 to 1 down on the NASDAQ. There were no stocks up in the Dow. As a matter of fact, the least worst was Walmart, which was only down $1.07 or 0.88%. This has been coming for a long time. I hate to say that I had it pegged, because frankly, I'm wrong. I was early, and early is just as bad as late. And so it was pretty ugly. But we had only one small position in Slack, which is a work from anywhere kind of platform. But after seeing it actually up on the day, it collapsed in the late afternoon, and we had to sell them on the 50% down rule. There were some earnings here after the close. Lululemon came in at 22 cents versus 23 cents expected, and the stock, which had traded during the day, down to 308, which was down 14.73 or 4.5%, then collapsed down to 282 and was trading around 283 when I started this report. PVH, which is the Tommy Hilfiger and other assorted brands, was a loss of 303. The expected was $1.67. The stock was 52.78, down 638 before the earnings, down 11.5%, and in late trading was down at 47, down an additional 6. There were two bright spots today, and even they couldn't really hold up. Regeneron made a new all-time high today at 625.79 on the news that it was starting human trials for their antigen product for COVID. But even that gave it up, and by the end of the day, it was actually the best performing in the biotech at 596.77, down $9.82 after being $30 higher in the morning. And Adobe had a beat on earnings, slight miss on revenues, and was at the end of the day 388.70, which was down 18.52, but it popped up $15. And when I started this video, we were 403, up 15. This is a very tough market. This is a long overdue move to the downside. The stupidity of people buying lotto tickets on bankrupt companies and causing short squeezes that saw them go up 300, 400, 500% is really a huge, huge anecdotal piece of evidence as to how overdue this is. I expect that we may see a little bit of a bounce. I don't think anybody's going to want to go home over the weekend long. And if we finish not so much on a day like today expecting this kind of move, I mean, I really don't expect to see us down 175 S&P points. But if we finish towards the low at the end of the day tomorrow, I'm going to assume that Monday is going to be also a lower opening. All right, everyone, have a good evening.